What we got, Johnny Queen?
Well, it's currently Friday, and Sunday we leave for Valdosta. So we got this thing done just right in the nick of time. Want to say a big thank you to all the companies that helped us overnight parts to get this thing ready for the race this weekend. From Strange, Hudlow, Axle, Minster Motorsports. There were several people. Hammer Concepts and Designs. We got some brackets from him, TRZ, and our roll bar links. So thank you to all those people. We wouldn't be able to make it without them. But we're technically still not 100% finished. All the fab work and everything like that is done. There's still just a few tiny little things that we got to do once we get to the track. But right now we are actually about to start getting all the measurements for the 4-link setup and getting all that stuff done. And then the customer's going to come down tomorrow. We're going to scale this thing out, set up the 4-link, and then get this thing loaded in the trailer. And then Sunday, head to Valdosta. I'll show y'all a little bit of the setup tomorrow. With this being a no-time truck and stuff like that, won't be able to show y'all the weight and probably won't show y'all too in depth of what we're doing to set up the 4-link, but kind of do a little gist of what we're doing while we're doing it. But a little bit secretive in this type of racing, not super open. But me and Derek was going to kind of show y'all what we've gotten done so far. Also, shout out to Synergy for getting us the new Kaiser wheels. They actually look really good on this thing. So, and we're just going to, like I said, do a little overview real quick of what we've done so far. We'll start up front. Anybody that hasn't watched, there's 2 more videos in front of this, and they're kind of like more in-depth videos through the process of getting it to this point. So make sure you go back and watch those videos. But first things first, instead of running an engine diaper, we ended up making a containment pan that works as the front part of the belly pan. It runs from the mid plate all the way to the front. We do have to put some pig mat inside of there. We'll glue it down in there. That way, if something was to happen, that pig mat would help absorb all of it. The next big thing, talk about belly pans, is we end up doing a full belly pan from the front of the truck all the way to the rear axle on the truck. With doing that, there was a big pocket here, so we made some carbon fiber panels here to help keep from, if Derek comes over this way, you can kind of see that there's a big pocket up inside of there. So we made these panels to help keep the air from getting up in there. And then if you look up underneath the truck, like I said, with the trucks, there's huge pockets. You can ask Derek. There's huge pockets all up underneath this thing. And I've said it multiple times in the videos, but the reason for us doing all this is that way if he's going down the track, starts to pull the wheels in, or just to keep air from getting up underneath into those pockets and picking the truck up, because it can and will happen. So one kind of just get a little underview of this thing. But this thing was honestly very tricky to do because this thing still does have the stock frame rails in it, or section of the frame rails in it for the for some of the class rules. And then one of the bars back here, as you can see, has that big downward bend in it. So it's not like our normal belly pans. Our normal belly pans, we can show you on other cars, you have a full flat floor surface and you just, makes it very easy. This thing was super complicated to get done and stuff. All of our 2 side panels, our front panels that are carbon, they're all just riveted in because there's no need for them to come off. This rear one right here is riveted in. There's no sense in it coming off, but our 2 big panels, this panel here, our transmission panel, and then our front containment panel, all of these come off. That way, if you got to pull the dry shaft, got to pull the transmission, need to pull the oil pan off, any of that, you can do it. You just pull these Zeus's out, these panels come right out. So yeah, that's what we that was the big part that we did to this thing while it was here. That's pretty much it on the front side, isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah, so on the front side there, we'll work our way around to the back side. Like I said, this was a big tire setup, so we had to switch everything over to the radial setup. This is a 15 by 14 with a 2.5-inch back spacing Kaiser Burt wheel, I believe is the name of it. Mm-hmm. Burt's, but they look really good. This is a 315 radial. It actually looks really good on this combo. The truck makes the 315 look small. 315 is a big tire compared to his 275. But from there, a few other small things that we ran into. Like I said, if you look at the other videos, you'll be able to see it. But whenever we got up underneath here, we realized that we did not have any shock adjusters on here. This just had a single eyelet all the way down here that the shock bolted to, and with the radial setup, as you can see, the big tire setup was down here. The radial setup ended up being almost 6 inches taller, or needed to be 6 inches further up, because like I said before, with the radial setup at ride height, this thing only has about 1 inch of shock shafts showing, and it has all that shock inside of there, so your overall length at ride height is shorter. So we ended up having to cut and modify a bunch on the rear end to make this work. Another thing that we had to do is we had to do longer and roll bar links to make sure whenever this thing did separate that nothing got into a bind. And these are a little bit beefier than our other ones that we had on there. The other ones that we had were only like this big, and they're about as big around as my pinky. So got all that done. These are a 3-way adjustable from Mitzer, so shout out to them. They got those over to us. We did end up having to overnight another set of springs. These springs are just a little bit too heavy weight for what we need. We needed the truck to come down another 3/4 to a full inch lower on the truck, and we have these turned all the way down, like right there. They don't have any pressure on them, and so we had those adjusted all the way down, and it still wasn't at the right height, so we had to go with the lighter pound springs. I think we went from a 90-pound to 80-pound spring, and so they overnighted those to us. Nick's going to bring those with him tomorrow, so we got to change the springs out, and then we'll finish scaling, adding some weight where we need it, and adjusting the 4-link setup on this thing. So we're about to sit this thing on the ground. I'm going to get some 4-link bar measurements. That way we can plug into the computer, see what we need to do there, and then yeah, like I said, tomorrow I'll shoot a few little clips of us setting this thing up, scaling it, and loading it in the trailer. But all right, guys, so it's currently Sunday, and it's the day before I leave for Lights Out. Yesterday was Saturday, obviously, but Nick come by, picked the truck up. It was supposed to be a quick, easy little turnaround of what we was doing yesterday, but it turned into a very long day of stuff that we had to do. We ended up being here for about 12 hours working to get that thing finished up. He got here around 9 to 9:30, and what time did I get to y'all, babe?
8:15?
Yeah, 8:15, 8:30. So it was around 11, 12 hours that it took us to get that thing finished up. And like I said, we thought it was just going to be a couple hour process, but we found a bunch of stuff that was that just took longer than what we expected. But we got the truck knocked out. I told y'all that we'd record some of that stuff, but we're so busy trying to get that stuff finished up because he's leaving today to go down there. Didn't really have time, and some of it that we was doing, we really just didn't want to record to put out there because, like I said, it's a no-time truck, so some of that stuff we can't show. But got everything finished up. Like I said, it's Sunday. We're here. Peyton just got all of our shirts and stuff, shirts and hoodies and everything packed up. We're going to be taking those down there, so if anybody wants one, we'll be there at Nick's trailer. But right now, I got to load up some tools that I need to take with me just in case we have anything that brakes needs to be welded or change some suspension sets and stuff like that. Just got to make sure that we're prepared for everything. But get all that done, and then gotta clean the shop up a little bit. It's a disaster, and I don't want Derek to be pissed at me whenever he comes in tomorrow and leave him all this to clean up. So we're gonna get this cleaned up. But yeah, gonna get this cleaned up, get a few other things packed up. Then me and Peyton are gonna go get the rest of our supplies for the week. We're gonna go pick the camper up and get the camper ready, and then tomorrow early in the morning I'll be headed into Valdosta. So this will be the last video for the little build up to us getting the truck ready to go to the race, and then the next few videos that y'all see will be of us at the track. Probably have a couple videos of us testing, then hopefully going into qualifying and then elimination rounds. So like I've told y'all before, this is a brand new build. It's never been out before, so it's gonna be a long week of work, and hopefully everything goes good. So, but thank y'all for watching. Always leave a comment like I usually do. Let us know what y'all want to see, but we'll catch y'all in the next video.